Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I am Napoleon Hill, and tonight I want to speak directly to the power inside you. A power you have ignored, a power you have doubted, a power that has been waiting patiently for you to finally claim it. I want to speak to the part of you that knows you were never meant to walk through life feeling smaller than others, less capable than others, less worthy than others. Because hear me clearly, you were not born to shrink. You were born to rise. You were not born to feel inferior. You were born to feel powerful. You were not created to stand in someone else's shadow. You were created to stand in your own light. But somewhere along the way, someone, something, some moment convinced you that you must wait for permission to feel confident, that you must earn your right to believe in yourself, that you must achieve a certain level of success before you're allowed to think powerfully. This is the lie that traps millions. So let me break it for you right now. You do not wait to become the best before acting like the best. You become the best by acting from the belief that you are capable, worthy, and powerful, starting now. Not arrogance, not ego, not thinking you're above anyone. No, this is about ionarstatos, ianawar kafanafidence. This is about refusing to walk into your life feeling less than. This is about refusing to approach your dreams as if you are an outsider. This is about refusing to speak, move, or think like someone who doubts their value. When I say, act as if you are the best, I do not mean superior, I mean secure. When I say, no one is better than you, I do not mean others are small. I mean you are enough. You are worthy. You are capable. You are allowed to carry yourself with confidence, dignity, and strength. This is the message the world rarely teaches you, but it is the message you must learn if you want to live a powerful life. Because confidence is not a reward. Confidence is a responsibility. Confidence is a decision. Confidence is the foundation on which every great dream is built. You cannot wait for achievements to build confidence. Confidence is what allows you to achieve in the first place. So tonight we begin the journey of building the kind of self-belief that makes you unstoppable. Not loud, not arrogant, not flashy, but undeniable. The kind of belief that makes you walk into every room knowing you belong there. The kind of belief that makes opportunities move toward you instead of away from you. The kind of belief that shapes your posture, your tone, your decisions, your direction, your destiny. So let us begin. The first TRTH, you must you what word of it buffet all is it. No one will crown you. No one will hand you confidence. No one will guarantee your importance. You must declare it. You must decide it. You must live it. Because success is attracted to a person who knows their worth, not someone who doubts it. You think people become successful and feel confident. No, they felt confident, and that confidence allowed them to step into success. Confidence is not the outcome. Confidence is the gateway. If you wait for the world to validate you, you will wait forever. You must validate yourself. You must rise for yourself. You must choose yourself before anyone else does. This is not arrogance. This is alignment. Alignment with your potential. Alignment with your purpose. Alignment with the truth that you are capable of greatness. Your words matter, your tone matters. Your self-talk shapes your identity. Every time you talk to yourself like you're not enough, you train your identity to stay small. Every time you tell yourself, I can't, I'm not ready, I don't deserve it, I'm not like others, you weaken your own power. So starting today, you must speak to yourself as someone who matters. As someone who is capable, as someone who is rising. You must learn the language of inner strength, not fake positivity, not shallow hype, but grounded, powerful truth. I am capable. I am learning. I am improving. I am worthy of success. I belong in every room I enter. You do not wait for confidence. You talk yourself into confidence. This is how you begin acting like the best, by aligning your inner voice with your inner potential. THETYRT, Karo vocabulary snowishiartu aware heyad. Every strong person has a presence, a quiet power, a stillness that says, I trust myself, I trust my path, I trust my direction. This presence is not about being better than others. This presence is about being rooted in yourself. Your posture changes, your energy changes, your eyes change, your decisions change, and the world responds to you differently. People respect someone who respects themselves. People trust someone who trusts themselves. People listen to someone who believes in themselves. When you walk with direction, direction walks with you. When you walk with confidence, opportunities feel your strength. When you walk with clarity, the world steps aside to let you through. Acting like the best means acting like someone who refuses to collapse inward. It means holding your ground even when you feel uncertain. It means showing up with presence even when you feel unsure. It means standing tall even when your journey is difficult. Confidence is built in the moments when you choose not to shrink. T-E-F-O-U-R-T-H-T-R-O-H. The world teaches you to believe after you succeed. But great people believe before success appears. Belief is not confirmation. Belief is construction. Belief is the process of building the version of yourself that success aligns with. You must hold faith in your ability to improve. You must trust your capacity to grow. You must honor the strengths you are developing. Your potential is real, even when your results are not visible yet. That is what inner confidence is. Confidence is choosing to see your future before anyone else does. You will become who you believe you can become. You will rise to the level your identity accepts. So if you want to act as if you are the best, you must first accept the truth that there is no one you need to be inferior to. Not because you're above anyone, but because everyone begins from the same human foundation. Worth is equal. Potential is equal. Possibility is equal. The difference is identity. THEFHTRUTHIAU musti stipiampring yourself to enyani LSE. Comparison weakens you. Comparison distracts you. Comparison steals your peace. Comparison blinds you to your own strengths, your own path, your own timing. You cannot feel like the best while staring at someone else's journey. Your only comparison is who you were yesterday, not who someone else is today. You must learn to admire others without abandoning yourself. You must learn to be inspired without feeling inferior. You must learn to appreciate greatness without assuming you cannot reach your own. True confidence is not built by standing above others. It is built by standing firmly within yourself. And now we reach the threshold of transformation. Because everything you have heard so far is preparing you for the next step, the step where confidence stops being an idea and becomes an identity. In part 2 you will learn the how to build unshakable inner self, belief, the how to create the presence of someone who leads, the how to remove the doubts that weaken your identity, how to develop emotional strength that others feel, how to rise with quiet confidence, not loud ego. If part 1 opened your eyes, part 2 will strengthen your spirit. You heard the call in part 1, the call to rise into your own worth, your own strength, your own inner confidence. But now we step deeper into the place inside you that determines everything, your mind, your self-belief, your inner identity. Because acting as if you are the best is not about standing above others. It is about standing above your old patterns, your old fears, your old doubts, your old limitations. It is about becoming the kind of person who carries themselves with quiet power. Not arrogance, not ego, but certainty. And certainty is built from the inside out. Tonight, you will learn the mindset that separates those who shrink from those who rise, those who hesitate from those who step forward, those who wish from those who become. Tonight, you learn how to walk into your life with the presence of someone who knows their value. Let us continue. THVSTMNC. Stop asking for permission to feel confident. Most people spend their entire lives waiting for someone to approve them, validate them, recognize them, accept them. They wait for compliments. They wait for results. They wait for achievements. They wait for applause. And without even realizing it, they surrender their confidence to the hands of the world. But hear me, confidence is not something you're given. Confidence is something you choose. No one else can tell you when it's time to believe in yourself. No one else can declare when you are worthy. No one else can grant you the right to rise. That permission was never theirs. It has always been yours. You do not need to wait to feel powerful. You do not need to wait to feel capable. You do not need to wait to feel worthy. You decide those things. You choose those things. You embody those things. This is the first step in acting like the best. Stop waiting for the world to give you a confidence you must build yourself. Scode mind build self-belief through action, not imagination. Confidence is not formed by thinking about who you want to be. Confidence is formed by acting like the person you are becoming. You become confident by keeping promises to yourself, by showing up even when it's hard, by improving even when progress feels slow, by practicing even when you doubt yourself. Every small action is a vote for the person you're becoming. Every time you do the work, every time you stay disciplined, every time you choose growth over comfort, you strengthen the identity you are building. Self-belief is not a feeling. Self-belief is evidence. Evidence created by your own decisions. You must build proof that you can trust yourself, and that proof is built in quiet, private moments when nobody else is watching. Act as if you are the best. Not because you think you already are, but because you are becoming someone worthy of that confidence. Carry yourself with inner authority, not external approval. There is a difference between a person who acts confident and a person who is confident. A person who acts confident does it for attention. A person who is confident does it for identity. A person who acts confident needs to be seen. A person who is confident needs only to be grounded. A person who acts confident tries to prove themselves. A person who is confident has nothing to prove. Inner authority is the quiet strength that comes from knowing you are capable, you are growing, you are aligned with your purpose. This authority shows up in your posture, straight, open, steady. It shows up in your voice, calm, clear, intentional. It shows up in your decisions, thoughtful, firm, self-directed. This authority comes not from superiority, but from self-respect. You respect yourself enough to stand tall. You respect yourself enough to speak clearly. You respect yourself enough to show up fully. And when you honor yourself with this level of presence, the world begins to respond to your inner authority. For you are to remove the doubts that shrink your identity. Every person carries a shadow, a voice that whispers, "You're not ready. You're not enough. You're not like them. What if you fail? What if you're judged?" This voice lives inside all of us, but it is not the voice of truth. It is the voice of fear, the voice of old identity, the voice of past experience. If you allow this voice to lead, you walk through life as a smaller version of yourself. So you must confront it not with anger, not with shame, but with strength. You must speak back to it. I am capable. I am learning. I am growing. I am allowed to rise. You must remind yourself confidence is not perfection. Confidence is permission. Permission to try. Permission to improve. Permission to believe in yourself without waiting for guarantees. Your doubts lose power when you stop treating them as truth and start treating them as noise. And when the noise fades, your inner strength rises. Fifth mind build emotional strength, not emotional masks. You do not need to pretend to be unbreakable. You do not need to act like nothing affects you. That is not strength. That is pressure. That is fear disguised as toughness. True strength is emotional steadiness. It is the ability to feel your emotions without letting them control your identity. It is the ability to stay grounded even when life becomes overwhelming. It is the ability to breathe through discomfort, to pause before reacting, to stay centered in moments of challenge. This steadiness is one of the strongest traits of a confident person, because people who believe in themselves do not collapse under pressure. They do not unravel under stress. They do not crumble when things get difficult. They hold their center. They protect their inner world. They move through life with calm strength. This emotional steadiness makes you magnetic. People trust it. People follow it. Success aligns with it. This is how you act like the best, not by avoiding emotion, but by mastering it. Surround yourself with environments that match the identity you want. You cannot feel like the best when you surround yourself with noise, chaos, and negativity. You cannot feel valuable when you stay around people who do not appreciate your worth. You cannot feel powerful when your environment whispers that you should stay small. Your environment is shaping your confidence every single day, so you must choose environments that reflect who you want to become. Places that inspire you, people who support you, habits that strengthen you, spaces that bring clarity. The more aligned your environment becomes, the more aligned your identity becomes. And the more aligned your identity becomes, the more powerful you feel. THECV and THME and Steve make decisions from the highest version of yourself. Here is where everything changes. The principle that transforms confidence from theory to identity. Make decisions today as if you already are the person you want to become. Before you choose, ask, would the strongest version of me do this? Would the confident version of me choose this? Would the disciplined version of me continue this? This is not pretending. This is embodying. This is alignment. You rise into confidence by acting like the version of yourself who already walks with strength. Not imitation, activation. Activation of potential. Every time you choose from a higher identity, you elevate your life, and eventually your behavior becomes your identity. Your identity becomes your confidence becomes your presence becomes your power, and now you stand at the doorway of the final transformation. In part 3, you will learn how to embody confidence in your daily life. Stay grounded when others doubt you. Walk with the presence of a leader. Build habits that strengthen your identity. Hold yourself to a higher standard. Align your choices with your future self. If part 2 sharpened your mindset, part 3 will strengthen your identity. You've stepped into the mindset of confidence. But now, in part 3, we step into the embodiment of confidence. Because mindset shapes belief, but embodiment shapes reality. Mindset is internal. Embodiment is visible. Mindset is how you think. Embodiment is how you live. And hear this carefully, confidence becomes real when the world begins to feel it through your presence, your decisions, your discipline, your consistency, your actions. This part of the journey is where your confidence stops being something you think about and becomes something you walk with. This is where you transform from someone learning confidence to someone radiating confidence. Let us step into the next evolution. THE first evolution. LIGN or odwar all duite war aner wars. Confidence is not only internal, it expresses itself externally in the way you carry yourself and in the world you build around you. Look at your environment. Look at your habits. Look at your routines. Look at your posture. Look at your space. Are they aligned with the self-worth you are stepping into? You cannot feel powerful in a space that drains you. You cannot feel capable in habits that weaken you. You cannot feel confident in routines that keep you small. Your room, your desk, your clothes, your digital space, all of these reflect your identity. When you upgrade your environment, you upgrade your energy. When you upgrade your energy, you upgrade your confidence. This is not about pretending to be someone you're not. It's about preparing for the person you are becoming. A confident person creates environments that reflect clarity, order, and purpose. Because confidence thrives where distractions die. Presence is quiet power. Presence is the way you enter a room without needing to announce yourself. Presence is a calm that says, I know who I am. Presence is a steadiness that says, I belong here. Presence is an energy that says, I respect myself. You don't need to exaggerate. You don't need to impress. You don't need to force anything. Your presence speaks. Your presence communicates confidence before you say a single word. So how do you cultivate presence? Through small, simple shifts. Stand with intention, keep your shoulders open, not closed to make eye contact, not aggressively, but calmly. A move with steadiness, not rush. A speak clearly, not timidly. Let silence be a tool, not a threat. These are not tricks. These are habits, habits that build presence, habits that build confidence, Habits that show the world you are secure inside yourself. Presence is not loud. Presence is grounded. You don't act like the best by shouting it. You act like the best by becoming someone whose presence carries inner strength. Tichi Tiadi Voldioan. Hirakidinafafarame Fayashar Iden Ity. Every decision you make is a vote for the person you are becoming. If you want to act as if you are the best, you must make decisions from the strongest version of yourself. Before choosing anything, ask yourself, if I fully believed in myself, how would I handle this? You'd choose responsibility. You'd choose discipline. You'd choose patience. You'd choose intentional action. You'd choose growth. People with strong identities do not make decisions from fear. They make decisions from clarity. They say no when something violates their standards. They say yes when something aligns with their purpose. They choose actions that support their self-respect. The more decisions you make from your higher identity, the stronger that identity becomes. This is how confidence grows, choice by choice, day by day. A form of self-respect. You cannot feel like the best while living in habits that weaken your confidence. Discipline is not punishment. Discipline is honor. Discipline is respect for your potential. Discipline is proof that you take your future seriously. When you wake up on time, you respect yourself. When you keep your commitments, you trust yourself. When you improve consistently, you believe in yourself. This is why disciplined people radiate confidence. Their self-respect is high because their actions support it. You don't need perfect discipline, just consistent discipline. Every disciplined day makes your identity stronger. Every consistent habit makes your confidence deeper. Acting like the best means holding yourself to the standard of someone who values their future. Th50 vion bildiantar el velda ion. Now txtrnl dependence. You must understand this truth deeply. Confidence collapses when it depends on the approval of others. When your mood rises and falls based on what people think of you, your confidence becomes fragile. But when you learn to validate yourself, your identity becomes unbreakable. Praise feels good, but you don't need it. Criticism may sting, but it doesn't define you. Doubt from others may appear, but it doesn't stop you. Internal validation means, well, you decide your worth. You gauge your progress. You trust your direction. You lead yourself. When you stop needing the world to approve your identity, you begin stepping into your power. This is where real confidence lives. T60 voludor says I belong. When people enter rooms, most carry one of these energies. Lo, I'm not enough. I hope no one judges me. Lo, I don't really belong. Or I belong here. Only one of these energies creates confidence. Only one of these energies opens doors. Only one of these energies draws opportunity. And it is not arrogance. It is belonging. When you believe you belong in the places you enter, your energy becomes stable, your presence becomes strong, your interactions become natural, your opportunities expand, people feel it, the room feels it, life feels it. Belonging is not earned. Belonging is chosen. You belong because you exist. You belong because you are learning. You belong because you are growing. When your spirit carries the energy of belonging, your life opens in ways you never imagined. TCVNH Evote Hunt. B, Samanominawato Asporestia. Confidence is not built when you wait for others to encourage you. It is built when you learn how to encourage yourself. When you become your own motivation, you become unstoppable. When you become your own strength, you become powerful. When you become your own source of belief, you no longer shrink when others do not understand you. The best version of you is not created by people cheering for you. The best version of you is created by you believing in yourself so strongly that your confidence becomes unshakable. You must learn to say to yourself, I will rise. I trust my path. I believe in my potential. I am capable of becoming great. This is the foundation of unstoppable identity. The Phenel Resingof Part 3. You have now stepped into the mind, the presence, the decisions, the discipline, the energy, the belonging, and the self-belief that begin shaping a confident identity, a powerful identity. But we are not finished. There is a final step, a final transformation, where your confidence becomes a way of living, a way of thinking, a way of being. In part 4, you will learn how to live daily as your highest self, how to maintain confidence during setbacks, how to carry yourself like a leader, how to keep growing without arrogance, how to turn inner confidence into outer results, how to anchor an identity that never collapses. If part 3 strengthened your presence, part 4 will solidify your power. Now take a slow breath, because we have reached the summit, the final rise. The moment when confidence stops being something you practice and becomes something you live. Everything you've heard so far, every mindset, every shift, every discipline, every evolution, has been preparing you for this final transformation, living every day from the identity of someone who believes in themselves fully, completely, authentically, without comparison, without arrogance, without apology. This is the highest form of confidence, a quiet, steady, deeply rooted certainty that radiates from within you and shapes the way you move through the world. This is the confidence that allows you to walk into life, not asking for permission, not seeking validation, not looking for someone to tell you who you are, but rising with the truth that you are capable, you are worthy, you are strong, you are enough. Let us complete the transformation. The first in sen live evr dsd persona 1 tobkiom. You are not becoming a version of you that exists far away. You are becoming the version of you that has been inside you the entire time. Waiting, watching, preparing, ready to activate. Acting as if you are the best means living today with the confidence your future requires. Not someday. Not after success. Not after validation. Not after approval. Now. You wake up with intention. You move with clarity. You speak with confidence. You think with strength. You choose with purpose. Because every morning you have a decision to make. Do I live as my highest self today, or do I hide behind my old identity? And every day you choose your highest self, you strengthen that identity. Confidence is built in the repetition of choosing your future over your fears. TC Kondasi Owen. Stage Yaron Didian Confidence even Molo NGS Yellow. Confidence is not meant to collapse the moment things go wrong. Confidence is not a fragile shell that breaks under pressure. Confidence is your anchor, the strength that holds you steady when the world becomes unpredictable. Life will challenge you. Life will test you. Life will stretch you. Life will demand more from you than you sometimes feel ready to give. But inner confidence says, I may not know how yet, but I believe I can learn. I may face struggle, but I trust myself to stay steady. I may fall, but I am not someone who stays down. This is how strong people rise, not by avoiding difficulty, but by refusing to let difficulty break their identity. Your challenges do not make you smaller. Your challenges make you solid. Real confidence grows strongest when life is at its hardest. THTI RDSEN Caro Iris Elvisiomo Mecho Vales USTAR Futuri. The person who believes in themselves makes choices that protect their future. You don't waste your energy on people who drain you. You don't waste your time on habits that weaken you. You don't waste your days on distractions that lead nowhere. You think ahead. You plan with intention. You move with purpose. You choose with clarity. Acting as if you are the best is not acting perfect. It's acting responsible for your direction. Every decision you make either lifts your future or burdens it. Every choice is a message to your destiny. I'm choosing you, or I'm avoiding you. Strong people choose their future even when it's difficult, even when it's uncomfortable, even when others don't understand. This is what separates people who rise from people who stay the same. Now ego confidence is strength. Ego is insecurity pretending to be strength. Confidence is grounded. Ego is reactive. Confidence lifts you. Ego blinds you. Confidence is humble. Ego is defensive. Confidence is self-respect. Ego is fear disguised as power. Acting as if you are the best means acting from your core, not from a need to impress. It means standing tall, not to look bigger than others, but to show that you refuse to make yourself smaller. It means speaking with clarity, not to dominate, but to express your truth. It means staying calm, not to appear stoic, but to remain centered. This is where true confidence lives, in the quiet, steady, unshakable certainty that you do not need to compare yourself to anyone. You are on your own path. You are growing in your own timing. You are rising in your own way. You are the best version of who you are becoming, and that is enough. Leadership does not always mean leading others. Sometimes leadership means leading yourself. Out of fear, out of doubt, out of hesitation, out of comparison, out of old identities, you lead yourself through discipline. You lead yourself through emotional strength. You lead yourself through belief. You lead yourself through consistency. Acting like the best means leading yourself with the dignity of someone who matters, because you do matter. And when you lead yourself strongly, others naturally feel your confidence. Others naturally respect your presence. Others naturally trust your direction. Leaders are not born. They are built through the choices they make and the identity they live. Live element bitidolo you are and you are estidions. Your confidence becomes powerful when your life matches your beliefs. You say you value discipline, then live with discipline. You say you value kindness, then treat people with respect. You say you value growth, then chase growth. You say you want confidence, then practice confidence. You say you want success, then make decisions that reflect success. Acting as if you are the best is not pretending. It is aligning. Aligning your beliefs with your actions. When your values and your behavior match, you feel stronger inside. You feel clearer. You feel more stable. You feel more confident. Because the deepest confidence comes from living in alignment with who you know you can be. Feel as and identity at ever collapse. Yes, this is the peak. The moment that changes everything. The strongest version of you is not built by perfection, not built by ego, not built by comparison. The strongest version of you is built by identity, identity built on truth, identity built on discipline, identity built on emotional steadiness, identity built on quiet confidence, identity built on self-respect. And when you consistently act from this identity, success finds you. Opportunities move toward you. People feel your presence. Life opens for you. Doors unlock for you. Your path begins to rise beneath your feet. Not because you shouted your worth, but because you lived it. Because the person who knows themselves never needs to prove themselves. The person who respects themselves never needs to compare themselves. The person who believes in themselves never needs to shrink themselves. Acting as if you are the best means carrying the inner identity of someone who is rising. Every day, every choice, every moment. And that identity, that steady, powerful identity, will shape your life more than any achievement ever could. So hear me one last time. Stand tall. Speak clearly. Move with purpose. Choose with strength. Live with dignity. Act with confidence. Not because you are above anyone, but because you are finally rising into your full self. Act as if you are the best because you believe in the version of yourself that is growing every day. Act as if no one is better than you because your worth is equal, your potential is real, your future is meaningful, and your identity is strong. This is not arrogance. This is awakening. Walk as someone who is becoming powerful. Walk as someone who trusts themselves. Walk as someone who respects themselves. Walk as someone who belongs in their future. Walk as someone who is enough, because you are, and the world will feel it, and your future will rise to meet it.